Ever wondered why the act of respect towards the elderly is so universally important? It's a question that crosses cultures, continents, and centuries. Is it just a societal norm we've all grown accustomed to, or is there a deeper significance? This isn't just about politeness or good manners. It's about the fundamental human need for dignity, for validation, for recognition. It's about building connections and fostering understanding. Because you see, respecting the elderly isn't just about them, it's about us too. The answer is deeper than you might think. Let me tell you a story about a young man named Jamie. Jamie was your typical 20-something, full of life and ambition. He was always on the go, chasing his dreams, always looking forward, rarely looking back. However, there was one aspect of his life that wasn't quite up to par: his attitude towards the elderly. It wasn't that he was disrespectful, per se, but he always had this dismissive tone when interacting with them, as if they were remnants of an age long gone, with nothing of value to contribute to his fast-paced, digital-driven world. One day, while rushing through the park to get to his next meeting, he bumped into an elderly man. The man, frail and slow-moving, fell to the ground, his cane clattering away. Jamie, in his haste, was about to leave the man there, but something in the old man's eyes made him pause. It was a look of wisdom, of a life well lived, of stories untold. Feeling a pang of guilt, Jamie helped the man up, and that's when the unexpected happened. The elderly man, named Mr. Thompson, thanked Jamie and began to share stories of his youth, stories of resilience, determination, and triumph amidst adversity. He spoke of a time when respect was earned and given freely, where people valued the wisdom that came with age, where the young and the old learned from each other, creating a harmonious balance. His words struck a chord with Jamie. He realized that he had been blinded by his own prejudices, failing to see the value and wisdom that the elderly can bring into his life. He understood that dismissing them was not only disrespectful but also deprived him of the opportunity to learn and grow as a person. From that day forward, Jamie made a conscious effort to treat the elderly with the respect they deserve, to listen to their stories, to learn from their experiences. He began to see them not as relics of the past, but as living libraries of wisdom, ready to share their knowledge with those willing to listen. That encounter completely reshaped Jamie's perspective on the elderly. Now let's dissect the lessons from Jamie's story. Jamie's tale, as we've learned, is not just a chronicle of his life but a treasure trove of wisdom. Indeed, it's a testament to the virtues of humility, wisdom, patience, and respect, all interwoven in his narrative. Firstly, humility. Jamie's story shows us that humility is not about being meek or submissive. Rather, it's about acknowledging our limitations and being open to learning from others, irrespective of their age. It's about recognizing that we don't have all the answers and that sometimes the elderly, with their wealth of life experiences, can offer insights that we might overlook. Next, we have wisdom. In Jamie's interactions with the elderly, he didn't just gain knowledge, he gained wisdom. Wisdom isn't about knowing facts or being smart. It's about understanding life, people, and situations on a deeper level. It's about seeing the bigger picture. And Jamie's story shows us that wisdom often comes from listening to the stories and experiences of those who have lived longer than us. Then there's patience. Jamie's story highlights how patience isn't merely waiting. It's about how we behave while we wait. It's about understanding that things take time, and sometimes the most valuable lessons are learned not in the rush of life, but in the quiet moments of waiting. Lastly, respect. Respect, as Jamie's story shows, isn't just about being polite or courteous, it's about valuing people for who they are, not just what they can do for us. It's about appreciating their experiences, their wisdom, their stories. It's about realizing that the elderly have a lifetime of experiences to share, and by respecting them, we open ourselves up to learning from their wisdom. In essence, Jamie's story isn't just a narrative about his life, it's a roadmap for ours. It's a guide on how to live life with humility, wisdom, patience, and respect. It's about understanding that these virtues aren't just admirable qualities, they're essential tools for navigating life's ups and downs. So, Jamie's story teaches us the importance of respecting the elderly. But why is this respect so important, you might ask? Well, the answer to that question lies in understanding the bigger picture. You see, respect for the elderly isn't just about being polite to our grandparents or the nice old lady living next door. It's about creating a society that values all of its members, regardless of their age. In many cultures around the world, the elderly are revered for their wisdom and experience. They are seen as a link to the past, a source of guidance for the present, and a beacon of hope for the future. This inherent respect for older generations helps to cultivate a community that values everyone's contributions, no matter their age. But it's not just about the societal benefits. When we show respect to our elders, we are also setting an example for future generations. Think about it. Do you remember how your parents or grandparents treated their elders? Chances are you're following in their footsteps without even realizing it. The attitudes and behaviors we exhibit today serve as a model for the young ones around us. And let's not forget about the future. None of us can escape the passage of time. One day we too will be the ones with graying hair and stories of yesteryears. Wouldn't we want to be treated with the same kindness, patience, and respect that we showed our elders? Moreover, respect for the elderly is a testament to our character. It shows that we can look beyond the superficial, beyond the wrinkles and the slow gait, and see the person for who they truly are. It shows that we value their wisdom, their experiences, and their contributions to society. So you see, respect for the elderly is not just about them, it's about us. It's about building a society that honors its past, cherishes its present, and nurtures its future. It's about creating a world where everyone is valued, where everyone's voice matters. In essence, when we respect the elderly, we are setting a precedent for how we wish to be treated when we grow old. Respect has a ripple effect in our society. It's a statement that holds profound truth and the power to transform our interactions, especially when it comes to our relationship with the elderly. Let's unpack this a bit, shall we? Imagine a pond, still and serene. Now picture a single pebble being thrown into that pond. The impact creates a ripple, which then expands, affecting the entire body of water. This ripple effect is a fitting metaphor for the influence of respect in our society. When we show respect to the elderly, it's like throwing that pebble into the pond. The impact we make resonates far beyond that single interaction. The ripple touches the younger generations who observe and learn from our actions. They witness the empathy, patience, and understanding we show towards our elders. They see the value in listening to stories of days gone by, in acknowledging the wisdom that comes with age, and in treating the elderly with dignity. These experiences shape their attitudes and behaviors, making them more likely to also respect the elderly as they grow. Moreover, these ripples of respect contribute to a more compassionate and understanding society. They foster a culture where age is not a liability, but a treasure trove of experience and knowledge. They encourage dialogue between generations, bridging gaps and promoting unity. They remind us that every stage of life has its value and deserves respect. And here's the beautiful part. The respect we show towards the elderly today is not a one-way street. It reflects back onto us. As we age, we too will need understanding, patience, and respect. And the seeds of respect we sow today will be the harvest we reap tomorrow. So, let's remember, every time we interact with the elderly, we're not just making a personal impact. We're creating ripples that extend far and wide, influencing our society and shaping our future. So, the respect we show to the elderly today is the respect we receive tomorrow. In conclusion, the importance of respecting the elderly cannot be overstated. As we journeyed through the story of Jamie, we discovered that respect for our elders is not merely a societal norm, but a fundamental cornerstone of a thriving community. It's about understanding the value they bring, acknowledging their wisdom, and appreciating their experiences. From Jamie's story, we gleaned life lessons that underscored the virtue of respect. We realized that when we honor the elderly, we're not just paying homage to their past, but we're also investing in our own futures. We learned that today, we might be the ones extending respect, but tomorrow, we might be at the receiving end. We then zoomed out to the bigger picture, exploring the ripple effect of respect. We saw how one act of kindness can trigger a wave of positivity, transforming not just individual lives, but entire communities. Respect for the elderly, we found, is the catalyst that fosters trust, solidarity, and mutual understanding. In essence, respecting our elders is about creating a nurturing environment where everyone feels valued, regardless of their age. It's about fostering a culture of care, where we look out for each other, rather than merely looking out for ourselves. Let's remember, the way we treat the elderly today sets the standard for how we will be treated in the future. So, let's make that standard high.